I am about to share the most powerful SaaS validation framework, and it took me 3 years to learn what I'm about to share in under 15 minutes. And I can guarantee this, if you watch this video till the end, you will never waste another week building the wrong SaaS idea ever again. First, I'll start by clearing the misconceptions around validation and break down its core pillars. After that, we'll move on to dogfooding and break the problem into 4 major categories. Next, we'll analyze the economics of your idea, cover real-world validation tactics, and finish with my 7-point green flag checklist. And a single video will be enough for you to validate any SaaS ideas before you write a single line of code. Alright, let's start with what SaaS validation actually means. Because most SaaS founders get this idea completely wrong. And here's the truth. Most people misunderstand validation. And honestly, it is one of the biggest reasons why SaaS ideas fail. Validation is not about asking your friends, do you like my idea? Posting a mock-up on Twitter and hoping for likes, or assuming that a big industry automatically means big demand. That's not validation. That's like wishful thinking. Real validation is much simpler, and it's proving 4 things: that the problem actually exists, people actively want a solution, they are willing to pay for that solution, and you can build the core value fast. That's it, and everything else is just noise. So now let's break the validation into clean, founder-friendly system you can actually use. Step number 1, the 3 pillars of SaaS validation, your foundation. Before you even think about validating demand, you need to validate the idea itself. And great founders always start with 3 tests instantly: viability, feasibility, and desirability. Let's break them down quickly and practically. Viability is to find whether the idea produces money. You don't want opinions, you actually need evidence. So quickly ask these questions. Are people actively paying for alternatives? Does this problem touch money, time, or liability? Would a rational buyer pay $10, $30, or $99 per month? Are people spending money today to make the workflow easier? Here's a quick example. Automated invoice follow-up system for freelancers. If they don't follow up, they don't get paid. Huge pain. Highly viable. AI point generator? Fun? Yes. Business? Definitely no. It's a novelty and not a need. So it isn't viable. A viable idea always lives inside a financially painful workflow and not a quick one. Next is feasibility, and we do it to determine whether you can build the core value fast. This part is where most SaaS ideas die. Validation is useless if the product takes 6 months or a team of engineers just to exist. So quickly ask these questions. Is the core value a simple transformation? Can I prototype this using no code? Can a single founder deliver 80% of the value? Is this idea too big for 1 to 3 week MVP? If the idea needs a large developer team, complex infrastructure, or a custom AI training, that definitely isn't for you. And you should definitely be moving away from this. Now, the next main thing is the desirability, and we do it to find if the people emotionally want this fixed. This is the human side of validation. Always remember that people pay for annoyance, frustration, chaos, lost time, repetitive tasks, fear of messing up, painful workflow, and people do not pay for nice to have tools, yearly problems, mild inconvenience, fun ideas, one-time novelty. So the high desirability is equals to high annoyance plus high frequency. That's the formula. If the problem hurts more often, people will definitely buy. Now that you've validated the foundation of the idea, let's move into the first real-world stress test. The one that exposes whether your idea can actually survive outside your head. Step number 2, stress test number 1, dogfooding, your first and best validator. If you want the single most reliable validation framework on earth, here's it is. Can you use the product every week? Because if you can't use what you are building, your odds of failures instantly skyrocket. Dogfooding kills 90% of the guesswork because you understand the workflow, feel the pain personally, instantly know what's broken, you never run out of insights, you improve the product daily and not monthly. You know the best part? You don't need surveys or user interviews. Instead, you yourself are the user. Now, I'll share a few quick examples regarding this. Example number 1, content check-in tool. Mike, a SaaS founder, hated tracking progress in spreadsheets. So he built a simple internal tool that automated weekly content check-ins. He used it himself. It solves his problem. Other creators saw it and said, wait, can I use this tool too? Boom. That's validation before a real product even exists. Here's another example. Example number 2, the AI humanization workflow. Sarah is a content writer and she was exhausted from manually humanizing AI text every single day. So she built her own solution. A simple set of automated prompts, but used to take hours, started taking her just 5 to 10 minutes. And here's the crazy part. When she'll tell others, they will definitely be interested in that system. That's real validation once again, born directly from fixing your own pain. If you cannot be your own user, you're guessing. If you can be your own user, you're learning. Dogfooding is the fastest way to know if your idea actually has leg or if it's limping on day one. Now we are heading towards step number 3. It's basically a test to identify the size of your problem. Step number 3, stress test number 2, big versus small problems. This test quickly reveals if your idea is worth building or better left behind. Here are 4 kinds of problems, but only one can turn into a winning SaaS. So number 1, big plus frequent problems, just pure gold. Big plus frequent problems lead to real businesses. They happen quite often and hurts you the most. For example, clients start ghosting fitness coaches, agencies manually updating 20 Google Sheets, Shopify owners tracking orders manually, HR onboarding chaos. These are the millionaire problems. Moving on to the next, big plus infrequent is good but not micro-SaaS. These problems happen rarely but are still painful. For examples, tax filing, real estate disclosure forms, immigration application workflows. These are good solid niches but not ideal for SaaS unless you target them very specifically. Now, moving on to the next, small plus frequent problems make good micro SaaS. This category is about annoying problems that happen quite often. For example, formatting emails, renaming files, cleaning up content, rewriting product descriptions, and such problems can produce 1 to 15,000 MRR solo businesses, and that too with no code. Now, the last category, small plus infrequent problems, are total trash. Unfortunately, SaaS founders waste so much time here. For example, tools for rare corner cases, AI generators for once-a-year tasks, niche tools nobody urgently needs. If it's small and rare, it's not a business, it's just an isolated problem. And you shouldn't be focusing on it. Before I move ahead, I wanted to share that founder formula with you guys. It's so powerful that it can alone save you from building 90% of the bad ideas. The more a problem hurts and more often it happens, the more likely your SaaS will succeed. Okay, so a quick situation check. We've eliminated weak SaaS ideas using Dogfooding and we've identified the problem size also. Let's do the final. And honestly, that is going to be the most brutal test. Can the economics of the ideas actually work? Most my SaaS ideas die here. The reason, let me break it down. Step number 4, stress test number 3, cost versus price, the SaaS killer. This is a place where most SaaS ideas die. This is why I call it the SaaS killer test. Even if your idea is desirable, solves a real problem, people say they want it, your idea still fails if the economics don't work. Here's a simple rule. High revenue plus low cost is equal to excellent. Low revenue plus high cost is equal to dead. Let's make this painfully clear. Ideas that pass the test, workflow automations, because these are cheap to run, email SMS reminders, CRM micro features, niche dashboards, Chrome extensions, file generators plus converters, lightweight AI tools using cheap models. These can run at $10 to $15 per month with no server cost. Ideas that fail the test, data-heavy AI models, expensive interfaces, real-time video processing, tools requiring constant human support, app needing deep integration with 10 other platforms. Such SaaS ideas must charge $49 to $199 to survive. And that's why most founders, don't want to charge that much amount. This is why such products die within first 3 months. You got to ask relevant questions to estimate cost. Ask yourself, will server cost more than $0.5 per user? Does each new user add support burden? Do I need GPUs to run this? Do I need to build 10 integrations just to be useful? If the economics don't work, your idea is invalid, no matter how cool it sounds. Now, I'll show you some real-world validation tactics. Step number 5, real-world validation tactics without building anything. The best thing regarding those tactics are that you don't need the product or the prototype or even a landing page. This is the pure pre-built validation and the fastest way to validate your own SaaS idea today. So number one, talk to 10 people who feel the pain. They shouldn't be your friends, and you are not doing surveys or collecting general feedbacks. Instead, you're talking to the people who actually experience the problem. Simply ask, how do you currently solve this? What frustrates you the most? How often does this happen? Have you paid for a solution before? If they've never tried solving it, never searched for tools, never paid to anyone, this is probably a weak idea. Number two, present the problem statement and not the idea. Back in the day, people used to believe this. When you tell people your idea, they tell lie to be polite. But when you describe the problem, they tell you the truth. For example, instead of asking, would you use my invoicing SaaS? Simply ask, how do you manage your invoices today? What part of invoices do you hate the most? This exposes real pain instantly. Plus, it saves you from getting generic answers. Number three, ask directly about willingness to pay. When you get someone who's feeling this pain, ask them directly. Would you pay $20 per month to me if I solve you this problem? Now watch the reaction, not the words. If they say yes, they are willing to pay. If they are puzzled, it might be a weaker idea. If they reject this idea of buying, drop that idea immediately. Absolutely yes is strong. Maybe, depends is kind of weak. I wouldn't pay, just simply drop that idea. And always keep this in mind that money is the only real validation. Step number 6, the green flag checklist. Real SaaS founders use it as the fastest way to know that their idea is right. These are instant signals that your SaaS idea is worth pursuing. Most top founders rely on those more than any other fancy framework. If your idea has 4 or more green flags, it's definitely strong. So these green flags are: people say, I hate doing this. People have hacked together their own solutions. People are already paying for alternatives. People ask, can you build this quickly? The problem appears repeatedly across communities. You can explain the value in one sentence. You can build the MVP in under 2 weeks. If your idea triggers multiple green flags, validation is done. You don't need to wait for anything now. Proceed and tell yourself and your friends that you're building the next big thing now. Okay, so this is how successful SaaS founders validate SaaS ideas. And you can copy this entire validation framework for your next SaaS project. Before you write a single line of code, you need to make sure that your idea is viable, feasible, desirable, solving a big, frequent problem, economically sound, confirmed by real users, backed by multiple green flags. And if you want to learn how to build your MVP fast without wasting months, that's the next video. I'll walk you through the entire process step by step. And if you are already working with a SaaS idea and need a help with development or SEO, you can reach out. Details are in the description. See you in the next one.